This would be a good time to ingest some extra caffeine. Late night adventures on the gridiron, and we all know anything can happen when you kick off after dark. Welcome to a city immortalized in song, Kalamazoo, Michigan, Waldo Stadium, and home to the Western Michigan Broncos. As we'll see a squad from the Big Ten, the Maryland Terrapins, taking on a team from the MAC, the Western Michigan Broncos. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, Jesse Palmer alongside. Guys, we can't wait to see this game. Been looking forward to it all week. The Terrapins will put total leather to crank us up. The ball squirts through the end zone. That'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. Someone not clear on the snap count. It'll be a false start, and they'll move it back. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. He wants to change this route. Back to throw, it's Lowry. Unloads to the wideout. Finds space on the right. And he's brought down after a nice gain. Don't always have to get rid of it quickly if you have that type of protection and enough time for a receiver to run that slow-developing route.
No doubt. He comes across the field. There's going to be a time where he's going to be open. Nice job by the QB seeing it, delivering the strike with the great protection.
They created a lot of breathing room with that first play of the drive. Now first down from the 39. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
That is a great play by the defensive end. The most athletic players on the field play defensive end. Yes, you heard me, Jess, Reese, exactly what I said. Great get off, great job getting in the backfield, making the play.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Gets the back moving. They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
Man, it's easy to play defense when you can do this. When you can get to the quarterback quick and make him make a decision quick, it makes it easier for the secondary, for the linebackers, for everybody on the field.
It'll be 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Moving away from pressure. Turns it on in midfield. Across the 50 and knocked out of bounds at the 48. An explosive play gets this offense working.
And this QB, man, how about it? It's a pass play. He's dropping back to pass. He realizes it's man-to-man, and as they start to chase their guys down the field, well, nobody's got me, and I can just take off, and I've got speed. He chews up ground so easy, so frustrating for a defense to have to deal with a guy like this.
Grabbed over the middle. It's Leary. And they are finding some space in this defense. He's got it down to the 25.
Another first down.
And the Broncos with the 1st and 10. To the air. It's Lowry. Tight end finds his soft spot. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
Important in the passing game that it's not just receivers doing all the work. You got to get running backs involved. You got to get your big fellas. You got to get the tight ends going too.
So now it's 2nd and long. Back to pass. Release to the back. Snagged in the middle. It's Buckley. The ball is down at the 14 after that grab.
Yeah, and you see running backs in today's football, they play wide receiver basically for you, but you got to find a guy that you can throw it to, and you know he's going to catch the ball consistently.
The Broncos had tough field position to start this drive, but they've been relentless in moving the ball methodically down the field. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And this offensive line's got to do a little better job, man. You've got to give your quarterback time to go through his progressions from go to 1 to 2 and then maybe make a play. And he goes off of his first target, and you could tell he did not have much time getting hit as he's trying to throw the football. You've got to protect your quarterback.
Receiver wasn't ready for the throw. Incomplete.
Well, on the opening drive of the game, establishing a rhythm and a cadence offensively is really, really important. They've done some good things on this first drive to put them in this situation. Obviously, you just threw an incompletion on second down and likely going to throw it again here right now. Quarterback has just got to settle in. Timing is important. Get rid of the ball on time. Trust your read and execute this passing play if you're throwing it.
This drive was clicking along, but after a couple of misfires, threatening to stall out on 3rd and 10. Wants to throw again. Another incompletion on 3rd down.
On that 3rd down, they took a shot in the end zone, just couldn't connect. QB and receiver not on the same page, and now it's decision time if you're the head coach on 4th.
Right down the boulevard, it's good. And the first points of the day come on that field goal.
Well, this team knew coming into tonight's game they had to get momentum early, playing at home. They want to get the crowd into it, so you get a beautiful drive here to start this thing. You would have liked to cap it off with a touchdown, but listen, you set yourself up for a field goal, you knock it through the uprights, you've got the lead, everything right now looking good.
He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Washington. Got it in the middle, it's Fleming. And the big fella couldn't elude the cornerback who makes a sure tackle.
You know, I know it seems like an easy pitch and catch, but for the tight end there, that route potentially changes if it's man coverage. So good job by him knowing in zone, I'm just going to sit down. This is basically like a check down, right? Let's just take the easy pitch and catch and keep this drive going.
Backed up now, here's 2nd and long. Looking to fire. Catch in the middle, it's Fleming. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down.
Nice catch by the big target. Those big tight ends, you could tell in football, are just becoming more and more of a weapon on every single team.
It'll be 1st and 10 from the 30. On the move. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
You know, I really like this QB running the football because I know he's got a lot of speed, but he's not the biggest guy in the world. So he's not going to be able to break a lot of tackles. You really got to do a good job of trying to scheme ways to get him out in more space.
Trying to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Now the play fake. Finds the tight end. Sweet cut there. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a first down at the 43.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special. He is dominant in this offense.
They're lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they have dialed up for this one. On the direct snap, it's Smith. Defense played the Wildcat very well on that one, stopping them for a short gain.
Picks up 3. Brings up 2nd down.
Here comes the offense on 2nd down. He'll pull it on the read. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time offensively. The defense coming up with a huge negative play.
Every defense in the country talks about getting offenses in predictable 3rd and long situations where I can bring on more speedsters and I know the pass is coming so I can have more success.
Punt is in the air. Wants to bring it back. He'll get it to about the 25 before they put a stop to the return. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Looking for a man. It's Lowry. Under fire. And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15.
Man, a lot of coaches talk about starting the drive positive and a first play that can get you going. The QB just kept backing up and going backwards, and that is not the start to the drive they were looking for.
And the Broncos trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. 2nd down, he'll throw it. Got it set up on the outside. Stumbled to the ground.
Love the execution there and the screen. The running back shows pass protect, last second turns around, so he's able to get the ball. The D linemen have already run past him. Now he can turn it upfield for a big gainer.
Motion from the back. Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down through the air. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down. The Broncos decide to punt it away. They'll have to boot it away for the first time tonight. Gets it away, good distance, but more importantly, just the direction he wanted. We thought we'd see a little Wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. On the direct snap, it's Smith. Slithers into space. Got enough for the first, and he's still going. Off to the races to the right. Touchdown, Terrapins! Once he got a step, it was all over, right to the house.
And, man, it's nice to have an offense that can strike immediately. They can put fear in defenses, make big plays, and you see it, man. They can add to the lead. They can build a lead quickly because they have this ability to put points on the board quickly.
Bounces through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. They'll try the run. Gets it past the first down marker and still running. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup.
And that is just an attitude run, running it right up the middle, right into the teeth of that defense.
They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Wide receiver going in motion. Off play action on 1st down. And the rush will get to him at the 25.
Of 12 on the play. Brings up 2nd down.
We've reached the break. It's Maryland with the lead. 1 period in the books, and let's take a look at the stats.
Maryland 7, Western Michigan 3.
Had a chance to talk it over during the break, and they'll start with 2nd down. Sends it back in motion. Looking to throw, it's Lowry. He rifles one deep down the right side.
Great coverage, and it's so hard when the ball's thrown down the field to stay patient, like not to grab the guy, not to start to overreact to the football. Nice job staying a little bit patient when the ball got there, deflecting it, knocking it down.
Probably the toughest call on the play sheet. 3rd and long. Ball's at the 25. Throws to the wideout. Complete to the left. Found a bunch of room and got it to the 44-yard line.
And this offense showing off the explosiveness, the big play down the field. This is so big because what it makes defenses do to react now. Now you scare them. Now you make them drop back a little bit. So that big passing play opens up this whole offense.
And the Broncos are on the move. They go to the ground. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
And just nowhere to go for that runner. He had no choice. That defense, they were bringing it up front. Everybody winning their one-on-ones, and they completely had him surrounded.
Wants to fire on 2nd down. Here comes the Heat. And the Heat gets home. They knock him down back at the 45.
Well, I think one of the biggest reasons why this team is finding themselves in a hole here in the first half is this has been a sack party. They can't keep the defense off of their quarterback. They haven't been able to get the ball deep down the field, throwing it with the consistency they want because they can't keep their quarterback standing up straight.
Got his man. That play didn't have much of a chance to get the 1st down. Good job by the defense keeping everything in front.
Great job keeping everything in front, and most importantly, making the tackles. Dropping back deep, knowing it's 3rd and long, but I got to get the guy on the ground and rally to the football. Nice job by the defense.
Drills him with the stiff arm. Found a little running room on that one. Picked up some nice blocks before he's run out of bounds. Here comes the Maryland offense back onto the field. Took the last drive in for a touchdown. They'll try to do it again on this one. Buying some time as he moves left. Nice job to get down there and avoid the hit with the slide.
You know, QBs want to make those big plays. They want to put up the big stats. But when nothing's there, sometimes you just tuck the ball, get a minimal gain. I like the slide, by the way, too. Get down and don't take a big hit.
It's a draw. You want to talk about running behind your pads as he plows his way to the 35.
And winning 1st downs is a priority for a defense, and you can't get bludgeoned. You can't get physically beat at the point of attack. You know the percentages. It's usually pretty good on 1st down that they're going to run the football. So them getting that big chunk, getting in 2nd and short, not a good job by this defense.
They'll move the tight end. Back to pass, it's Washington. It's complete. And he's down after making the catch, but did not reach the line to gain.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly. That's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm.
Tries to slither forward on the sneak. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down.
And David, on 3rd and inches right there, that's often a decision the quarterback predetermines. Who's my best guard? That's the guy I'm going to try to get behind.
And I know that defensively, too, but I'm just trying to dive and create a pile, but it's so hard to stop that play. That's why you see it ran so successful.
Running back searching for a hole. Noses ahead to the 30-yard line, a pickup of 1.
And you want to run the football. I mean, that's okay. You'll take some of these. But if they start to add up down the road, obviously, you might want to think about airing it out a little bit.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Wants to go up top. Oh, they're after him. He'll get rid of it. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. Touchdown, Maryland! Made the grab and took it on in for the score. That had touchdown written all over it from the moment he caught the ball. Big play, big run for the score.
Yeah, it had touchdown written all over it because nobody was covering. It'd be a good idea to get a hand on him. You know, listen, I know you guys got some speed, and maybe you give him a cushion and give him some space, but that was a little aggressive on the space department there.
14, Western Michigan, 3.
The kickoff bounces through the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 25. Western Michigan offense ready to go back to work. So far, they've only been able to muster a field goal, but hoping to get things cooking here. That's caught. It's Buckley. He'll be forced out of bounds. They'll mark him down at the 44-yard line, and this offense has it going. They've done a really good job identifying mismatches, and they find one out of the backfield there.
Reese, I really don't think it's that hard. My guy is better than yours. Find the matchup across the field. Running back's got some speed. Get it in his hands quickly. Throw it to him fast. Let him make...
Breaks into the open. Shoved out of bounds after a big gain. They'll mark it at the +42.
Well, I know the tight end did some good things after the catch, but got to give the quarterback credit, too, for the location of the throw. Because he put it out in front of his big man, he was able to make the catch and accelerate, creating some distance there between him and the defense.
The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. Now on first down from the 43-yard line. They'll send the tight end in motion. The give to the running back from the shotgun. After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. They'll send the back in motion. To the air, it's Lowry. Here's a hit. Quarterback needs to make a better throw there, incomplete.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
After the second down misfire, looking at a 3rd and 8. They want to throw it. Got it in the middle. It's Buckley. And boy, is he close to that first down, maybe just a couple of inches short.
And that's why, as a defense, you want to set up 3rd and long situations. You just want to be able to keep the football in front of you. It's okay for that quarterback to hit the running back on that pass. Now you have all those bodies flying to the football, and they're able to make a tackle.
Whistle blows. We are at the 2-minute timeout, and man, oh man, could these guys use a score to cut into this lead. The Broncos will try to move the chains on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Big man has it. It's a 1st down and more. They get him stopped, but the big gain has them on the doorstep. Let's mark it at the 13.
Well, it's a heck with being conservative, right? I mean, that essentially would have just been a chip shot field goal with where they were on that 4th down, but they decide to go for it, throw it. They're looking for 6. They're going for a touchdown. They are being aggressive.
Finally, this offense starting to shake the cobwebs and get things moving. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone, looking for a man. Gets it out quickly. That completion gets them inside the 10, and the defense is running out of room to defend.
That's a great example of the defense there tackling the catch. As soon as the big fella caught the ball, down he went, not picking up the 1st.
Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. Looking for a man. It's Lowry. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense.
We know about this running back's versatility, and he's made some plays in this game so far, catching the ball. That time, though, he had no shot. Defender bearing down on him. They're able to get the hit and make sure it falls incomplete.
Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. They'd love to pick up this 3rd down and get a fresh set with 1st and goal. Wants to keep it in the air. Buys a little extra time. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete, and 4th down's coming.
They've already got a bunch of sacks on them today and another quarterback pressure. This offense has to try to find a way to get the ball out a little bit quicker, to protect their quarterback a little bit more. Whether it's screens, whether it's draws, whether it's rolling their quarterback, something has to change for this offense to protect their quarterback a little bit better.
They were able to get a field goal on the board, and now they'll kick it away. He'll bring it out. It's Smith. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Plenty of time to work, not any time to waste as they take over here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Wants to throw on 1st down off the play fake. Lets it fly. Got his man to the left. And they'll spot it at the 45. That's good enough for a 1st down.
Well, Reese, you and I were talking about this before the game. How is this defense going to be able to deal with all the speed they have offensively? You saw them just rip off a big play.
And, Jesse, now their head's spinning just a little bit. Give up a big chunk play, and it's right back at them. Starting a drive like that really builds confidence. 1st down from the 45. Makes a man miss. Able to pick his way forward for a decent gain before the defense gets him down. And the Terrapins with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Dropping back, it's Washington. And the Heat gets home. They knock him down back at the 45.
This is one of the things that makes this defense so tricky is they've got incredible speed at the inside linebacker position. Not only can they go sideline to sideline, run east-west, but they can run downhill on blitzes. They can get to your quarterback.
On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. And that one falls incomplete, trying to get a chunk play on that one.
Ooh, that's one of those where you're breathing a big sigh of relief. That ball could have been intercepted, and worse, could have been intercepted and housed, but offense caught a little bit of a break. Nice play by the defense, but the offense, glad to punt in this situation if they want to punt.
Gets it away, solid distance, but more importantly, trying to keep it away from that return man. First play of the the drive will come from the 9-yard line. From the gun, the running back tries to hit the hole.
They have just not been able to get this guy into a rhythm so far in this game. I know it's still the first half, but there's been nothing going for him like you just saw in that last run. He's an outstanding talent. You may have to start thinking about throwing him the football, getting him out in the perimeter in space to let him go to work. He's got to touch the ball for you to come back in this game. Right now, running it, though, very difficult.
Real smart and playing. Great job. Get the positive yards, and then get your booty out of bounds.
First down.
Just enough time to get off one final play of the half. To the air on first down. Keeps looking downfield. Trying to make magic on the scramble. And the pass is incomplete, but there is a flag down on the play. Let's see what that's about. This defense happy with how that last play turned out, so they'll decline the penalty. And that'll do it. Here in the second quarter, halftime has arrived, and we head to the studio.
Western Michigan, 6.
And the Broncos will try to kick this one deep to get things underway in the second half. Looks like he's going to try to return it. And they'll get him on the ground as the offense comes out to start the next drive.
Maryland offense will take over. First and 10.
Maryland has the ball back and the Terrapin offense ready to go. First play from scrimmage, and they'll keep it on the ground. Turning it on. Rolls inside the 30 and out of bounds at the 29, and now they're threatening.
Yeah, I tell you what, I'm always keeping track as a defensive coordinator where they're running the football. You can see they ran it to the right. Do they like this matchup? Is the right side of their offensive line really good? I'm going to be paying attention to that because that's a big gain. I got to make sure I shut this down the next time they run it.
Got the quick pass. Inside the 15, out of bounds at the 14-yard line. The offense looking for a score.
Well, that's one the DB, I think, would like to have back. Out route, he was in man coverage. If he could have just got out of his break a little bit sooner, he might have had a chance to intercept that one and take it to the house.
Pulls and fires complete. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion when they lost yardage.
We're able to find the tight end for an easy completion, but good job tackling, not allowing him to get the first down.
Working well behind the sticks on second down. Looking to pass. It's Washington. Quick strike complete. Takes it all the way down to the 4 after making the grab, and they're set up.
Now, you put those slot receivers in there, and here's why you do it. You back them off the football a lot of times, but who's guarding them? A lot of times those are linebackers. Those are safeties. You get those good matchups where you can feature one of your speedsters, and a lot of times good things happen.
The Terrapins have it with a first and goal. Gonna look downfield again. Fires into the end zone. Oh, it's picked off.
Well, the defense came into this one knowing they needed to create takeaways to try to gain as much momentum as they could. Really nice interception on that play. Great job with the eyes by the defender there picking that off.
Western Michigan has it back as they send the offense onto the field. Trying to start the drive with a pass. Throws for the tight end. On target to the left. Really needed a play like that to get out of their own end. They moved the chains. They marked it at the 29.
I love that play call. And quarterbacks are always licking their chops after their defense gets a takeaway because they know now, hey, I got a sudden change situation. I've got a chance to take a shot and pad my stats.
They'll start this one from the 29 on first down. The inside handoff. Just working and poking and prodding and finding his way up to the 36.
You just sense the frustration starting to build, not only on offense, but I think with this running back as well. He is so talented. He's had some massive games throughout his career. Just haven't been able to get him going early in this game. That was a pretty good run there. Let's see if he can turn it on here in the second half.
Might be changing the route. Back to pass, it's Lowry. Knew where he wanted to go with it, but couldn't find his target. It's incomplete.
It's now third down.
The Broncos come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to convert here. He's going to look for a man on 3rd and short. Going to throw it over the top of the D. He's got it on the right. Touchdown, Broncos! Nice catch and good work afterwards to get it into the end zone.
Man, oh man, when you got a weapon like that, you got to find him and you got to give him the ball in space. You have some plays on your play sheet, and some of them just say, that guy, get him the ball, let him do the rest. Dangerous weapon out of the backfield, catching the football, making the big play.
Well, he did a great job finding a crease on that two-point play. He gets it in, and the offense comes away with 8 points on the drive.
They're set to kick it off. Do you think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? Looking for blockers. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Here comes the Maryland offense back onto the field. Well, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed them.
Yeah, and those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions, but I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did in the first part of that drive, what made me successful.
I agree, David. Just turn the page if you're a quarterback, right? On this drive, you did a lot of good things there leading up to that pick. Forget about it, move on, play the next play.
Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. Fires to the right. Lost, the defense is wide open. Flying down the right side. 10. Touchdown, Terrapins! And with that, they've got the lead here in the second half.
Number 9.
Man, football, there is so many weapons now with small slots and big wide receivers. And then you got the tight ends now that have the speed to catch the football, chew up ground, and get to the end zone and make those big plays like he did right here.
Western Michigan, 14.
They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. It bounds through the back of the end zone. It'll be a touchback. Guys, we're about to get another look at this Western Michigan offense. They stuck the last drive in the end zone. They'll try to follow suit here. Wide open downfield. All kinds of room to the right. Inside the... And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Broncos.
Well, in the modern era of college football, you're seeing more and more athletic tight ends. Like what you just saw right there. The defense had no chance covering that guy down the field. He makes them look silly on his way in for the long touchdown.
And the extra point was good. No incident there, and we're tied up in the third. latest answer tied things up, just about set to kick it away again. That one bounds through the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. Maryland has the ball back, and the Terrapin offense ready to go. Their lead is gone, and they'll try to grab it back on this drive. Get it out on the screen. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Nice job, defense. You always hear people talk about tackling the catch. You saw it right there. There was nowhere for that receiver to go once he had possession. As a result, no gain.
This has been a tight one, third quarter, all tied up. It's now 2nd and 10. Looking to throw, it's Washington. Got a man, it's Ray. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line.
Well, it's a nice play design there. You're getting the running back involved in the pass game. Quarterback gives it to him early so he can go to work upfield and get the first down.
It's 1st and 10 for this offense from the 42. Wide receiver comes in motion. Caught behind the line. It's Fleming. Oh, he's got some space. And he gets a big chunk of yardage to the 34-yard line.
Nice route there by the tight end, making it real easy for his quarterback to find an easy completion.
And the Terrapins come to the line with a new set of downs. They're trying to slow that rush down with the draw. And how about the efficiency on that one? It'll bring up 2nd and 4.
Offensive linemen love when you sneak in draws, when you sneak in screens. It holds these defensive linemen accountable. You want to rush the quarterback, you want to fly upfield every single play, we'll sneak right behind you and get some yardage.
Second down, they'll go to the air. Well, the quarterback can make a big play when he starts moving around. He rolls all the way down the 5-yard line before they finally get him stopped.
And you're seeing here the difficulties defenses have trying to contain this guy. If you leave a lane open or you don't sack him right away and you allow him to get outside the pocket, he is going to take off, and he is very difficult to tackle in the open field. He's got running back-like ability out in space.
The Terrapins have it in scoring position on 1st and goal. Wants to throw. It's Washington. Pressure coming. And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13.
I think defenses sometimes get frustrated and you want to get blitz happy and because you give up yards. In this day and age, you're going to give up yards. Who cares? This is the area you got to blow up. Nice job on 1st down stopping them. A couple more downs here to stay aggressive.
Motion from the wide receiver. To the air on 2nd down. The screen, he can go. And that's good for the completion percentage and bad for the yardage. They lose ground on that one.
And that just shows you the team speed this defense has. As soon as they identify who's got the ball, they are around and surrounding that ball carrier so quickly.
Now 3rd and goal and tough yardage to cover here. He's looking downfield to throw. Can't make the grab as he was going for 6 right there.
This offense put together a really good drive, man. Like, that was a good drive, but 3rd down in the red zone when the field starts to shrink, they really struggle to try to find a play to get someone open.
Just drives it between the uprights. And with that, they've taken the lead. So the kickoff team is out there ready to boot it away after putting up a field goal. Let's see what the defense can do. The ball bounces through the end zone, and it will be a touchback. drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Out of the gun, the running back has it. Wow, just dismissing tackles. And he picked up the first down, but he will remember the price he paid after that hit.
Well, you saw that broken tackle, David. This defense has to do a real good job with gang tackling to stop this guy today.
You cannot assume one guy's going to get him to the ground. Everybody's got to swarm to the football, all eyes on him, and play physical.
Back in motion, try to clear the picture. Looking downfield, it's Lowry. He rifles one deep down the middle. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
Brings up second down.
What will they dial up on second and a long way to go? Direct snap. You want to make sure to maximize those types of runs, and he gets it out to the 41.
At the 41-yard line. Brings up third down.
How bold will they be on third down after that last run? Quarterback adjusting the pattern. On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Got a man, it's Buckley. He gets it oh so close to the first down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short. These two quarterbacks have produced as we check out their numbers after three. Not only is the scoreboard on their side, but so too is time as we open the fourth. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play called and everyone on the same page here. Trailing by a possession, they need to keep the ball. They'll try to convert on fourth down. Gets the back moving. On fourth down, they'll throw for it. Oh, he dropped it. He just lost his concentration and didn't look it all the way in. The decision to go for it does not pan out. Here comes the Maryland offense back onto the field. Had to settle for the chip shot field goal last time, Jesse. They'd love for this one to pay off bigger.
Yeah, it just comes down to execution, too. Did a nice job out in the field, stalled a little bit once they got down to the goal line, so they just need to be a little bit more crisp here.
Yeah, and listen, I think the first part was the most important part. You got to put the drive together first to get down there. Now, when we get down there, focus on execution and getting 6 points.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. From the gun, the ground game. There he goes. Smashes him with the stiff arm. What a good job to be able to pick up that kind of yardage when you're trying to finish off the game.
Well, the defense didn't blitz. They didn't have everybody in gaps, and the offensive line took advantage at the point of attack, getting some push, opening up a hole, and the offense ripping off a nice run there.
And the Terrapins just got that huge run. They'd love another explosive play. A run for the quarterback. They just blew through that offensive line. It's a 4-yard loss. The Terrapins have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Looking to throw, it's Washington. The screen, he's got wheels. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Skips away from pressure. Fires to the wideout. It's complete. And he'll go out of bounds just short of the goal line, and they've got it right on the doorstep. Boy, the defense, and it looks as if they've buzzed down. Replay wants to have another peek at that last play. And they take another look at the play, but the officials on the field were right, and the play will stand. So they come to the line, and the Wildcat going to give them a different look. Motion from the back. Direct snap. It's Smith. Back's going for the goal line. Give him 6. Touchdown, Maryland!
Number 25.
I like the aggressive play calling by the offensive coordinator on that drive as well. There are a lot of coaches that would have played it very conservative, very close to the vest, run the ball, and punt it away. Count on your defense, not this guy. He was going to take some shots, count on his own guys to get it done. And now with that touchdown late, they've got a 2-possession lead.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. That ball skips through the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 25-yard line. The Western Michigan offense ready to go back to work. What a turn that last drive was. Didn't pick up the 4th down, and it led to the scoring drive, David.
And
Breaks into the open. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36. And the Broncos are in the hurry-up.
It's pretty amazing at this point of the game. They're still in a position to win. Not everything has gone right for them up to this point.
Intercepted, and that is the last thing they needed. Got some room to run. He's at the... And with the interception, he'll take it all the way back. Touchdown, Terrapins!
Really got to be impressed with the defense here. Late in the game, still firing off the ball and still making plays. What a great job. Not just picking it off, but taking it all the way back to the house. That pads their lead, and that should do it. You think that should do it now to get the win.
Western Michigan, 21.
They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. The ball squirts through the end zone. That'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. Western Michigan has it back as they send the offense onto the field. The big thing now, don't get rattled by that last pick six, David.
Nah, it was a big mistake. Obviously, the defense took advantage of it, but you got to put it behind you. Jesse, I'm sure you know a thing or two about throwing a pick six and how to rebound.
I believe I've only thrown one in my life, but yes, I do because of that singular instance. I'll say this. You can't let that play beat you twice. You got to go out and not try to get it all back here in one play. Just execute the offense.
Reads it, fires complete. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker.
It's always interesting how people handle late game. Like, you know this game is over. There's not a lot to gain from it, but some people try to throw the ball deep and continue to make plays. They throw it short. The clock's running out, and there's not a lot to talk about that's going to be positive for this offense.
He's got him along the sideline. Beautiful footwork for the first down. I don't blame them. They're going to keep working this guy out of the slot until somebody finds a way to stop him.
Yeah, and why wouldn't you? Man, you find a matchup that's working, and you got a guy with this kind of athletic ability in the slot. Dude, keep finding him, keep using different routes. So far, the defense does.
He's got it inside the 25. Guided out of bounds at the 22. A good play for this offense as they are threatening to score.
And that's another first down.
So he took a chance by using a timeout on the challenge, and it comes back to bite him. We'll see if he needs that timeout later. Scanning the field, it's Lowry. Looking down the middle. Touchdown, Western Michigan! And they take it in for 6 more points. Let's see, he can block, he can catch, he can run. Yeah, let's just forget about the blocking for now. The catching, the running, the scoring is dangerous.
And they do the dirty work, but this is what they would prefer to do. These guys want to catch touchdown passes. Most of these guys were wide receivers in high school, and they show you why. They'll go up, get that football, make plays for the quarterback.
Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. Bounces through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. Maryland has the ball back, and the Terrapin offense ready to go. They'll come out on this drive and let it rip. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
Good job by this defense. Great job in the secondary. Eyes on the quarterback. They took away the first option, made him go to option 2, made him go through his progression, and then they got time to get home and get a hit on the quarterback.
Clock is under 4 minutes as they come to the line for second down. They'll run the ball. The clock is on their side. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37.
You got to be impressed by how you've seen this offense finish in this football game. They've been scoring points in the fourth quarter, just got a touchdown on their last drive, and there they rip off a big run. They are not letting off the gas pedal right now, and as a coach, you love to see that.
They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. The option look. They can rely on this guy to pick up solid yardage when they need it, and he's out to the 43.
Positive plays, that's all you're looking for here in the option game. Not everything is going to be a 70-yard touchdown run, obviously, but if you can pick up positive yardage like that, and the quarterback makes good decisions, pitching it out when no one's accounting for the pitch, man, you'll take that all day long. They don't get the first down, but why would you stop running option after a play like that?
To the air, it's Washington. Got a wide open receiver. Flying down the left side. And he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Maryland!
Number 9.
And QBs love their big tight ends, and especially guys that can do such great things after the catch. He catches it. Dang, Palmer, he looks like a daggum receiver after he catches the football.
What a matchup nightmare, too, man. I mean, he's just too big for DBs to cover, and he's too fast for linebackers to cover. If I'm this QB, I'm looking that guy's way a lot more often in this one.
Kickoff unit has been busy as they have built a big lead, and they're trying to hold on to it. Let's see if he can make a play on the return. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16.
Take over. First and 10.
Guys, we're about to get another look at this Western Michigan offense. That last touchdown drive was surgical through the air, Jesse.
It sure was, and that's why this offense is so dangerous, David, because they can score in a hurry because of how efficient they are throwing the football.
And welcome to modern college football. That's what it is. Spread you out, find my playmakers, make quick decisions, and really put defenses in a difficult situation.
Got the completion on the last play. Still some work to do on second down. Back to pass. Unloads to the wideout. Intercepted, and the defense has set him up. Good gain on the return, and this defense has set them up with a big play.
They'll take over. First
Heat
and
up
10.
them pass rushers, bring in them DBs. That's what I'm doing in this situation. When I got the lead by a couple scores late in the ball game, in the fourth quarter, I'm going to rush the passer like crazy. I'm going to put all those DBs back playing the pass. That's what happened. Great job understanding they're going to have to take shots. We get the interception. This one's almost over.
You know, if you want to run the ball up the middle, you're going to have to block that guy. I mean, nobody even touched him, and he slanted right into the backfield, made the tackle for loss.
We've reached a 2-minute timeout. In all likelihood, they could just run the clock out. We'll see if they want to rub a little salt in the wound. Going to work in the red zone, they can pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Using his legs, it's Ray. And he is just engulfed at the line by this giant defensive tackle.
And there was no space, nowhere to go. That play went absolutely nowhere.
Sometimes you just need a dude to show up and make a play, and he did.
Sometimes you just need to block that dude, and they didn't.
What a play by this defense, and they stop him short. It'll be fourth down. I know I've never seen this before. The punt team on the field in the red zone, they're in scoring position. I mean, trick play's coming, right? And the punt will go into the end zone, and the ball comes out to the 20 on the touchback. A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. Might be calling a hot route. Back to throw, it's Lowry. Pocket breaking down. Finds his tight end. Turning it on. Good, solid pickup on that one. They've got it out to the 40, and it's first down.
Man, this dude's flown by 200, flown by 300, and now thrown by 400. Almost 450 yards in the ball game. This dude has been on point.
Wants to go up top on first down. Throws to the wideout. Working a little foot magic on the sidelines, and it'll be enough for the first down.
Hey, you know, the defense here in this situation with a huge lead, they've got to anticipate that this offense is going to be trying to throw the ball to the sideline, so they've got to work different coverages to try to force the quarterback to go over the middle of the field with the football.
No, sirree, not this time. The defense was there and ready for that one. The Broncos now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Gonna sling it on second down. Fires it beautifully in on the crosser. Couple of guys there to get him on the ground.
Not a lot the defense can do on that one, guys. With this tight end size, he's really difficult to defend on these crossing patterns as he gets downfield.
And the Broncos really need to keep this drive alive on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. And he throws another interception, his third of the night. The defense making a play to put an exclamation point on this one, and that ought to do it.
The #1 objective for a defense is to make the offense one-dimensional. Well, when they're trailing by this much late in the game, they're one-dimensional. They have to pass the football. We can bring more speed on the field. You see it. We know you're throwing the football. Nice break on the football. Nice interception. This one's almost over.
Their work here is virtually done. No need to take any more chances. They'll line up in victory formation. The defense still has a couple of timeouts at its disposal, but down a couple of possessions, the offense will take a knee. Well, points weren't the issue, guys, but they couldn't string together enough stops to get the victory.
Yeah, good news, bad news scenario, I guess. Good news is you're going to score. This offense looks like they can be explosive and they can light up the scoreboard. Bad news, though, David, they've got a lot to clean up on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, and welcome to college football nowadays, right? This is how it works. A ton of points. Defenses learn as you go, but you got to get better. You got to force some turnovers, create those negative plays. Just can't give up so many points.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.